إن شاء الله أنا معكم دكتورة فاطمة عثمان. بإذن الله تعالى we're going to talk today about how to publish your research. I will try to make it very simple and very concise and short because there's a lot of information to be taken in, and 1 hour is not enough time to have all those information together. So I try to make it very simple, very concise, so for you be able to, inshallah, have the basic information that related help you to publish your research during your undergrad study, inshallah, after you've been graduated. طبعا أول حاجة before we go through lecture, just try to think about publication. It's very enjoyable process. The first article that you're going to publish, it will be challenging for you, it will be difficult for you, but inshallah when you're going to start up publishing 1 article, 2 articles, you will find this process very enjoyable, very ممتعة. يعني في النهاية you will going to enjoy this process as a whole. At any time, if the slides or the voice have been interrupted, please let me know so I can try to correct and fix this problem. Okay. So basically what we're going to talk today is how to write a great research paper, and I'm going to focus on a grade, so that I need to think about how we're going to write this paper, and we're going to talk about the type of the publishable research, how you're going to prepare your manuscript, and ايش الstructure اللي that you need to put especially for original research paper. بعد كده حنتكلم عن how to going to choose your journal, what the criteria and the thing that you need to focus when you're going to choose your journals, how to select, are you going for high impact journal, going for low impact journal, and all of those information we're going to discuss in this session, as well as we're going to talk about the peer review process, what happens after you submit your manuscript, what you will do if you're going to receive any response from the editorial office of that journal. تمام؟ طيب نيجي نتكلم عن writing research paper. So the writing research paper basically will focus on the type of publishable research، إيش أنواع الأبحاث اللي ممكن أو إنها تكون قابلة للنشر، تمام؟ وتعتبر as a point in your career. It will be publishable, it will be posted in the journal website, and will be considered for you as a point. And then we're going to talk about how to prepare a manuscript. We'll be mainly specifically talking about the tips that you need to put in your mind when you're preparing your manuscript, and how the manuscript is roughly different from the report that you usually provide during your undergrad study. And then I'm going to basically talk about the structure of original research paper، إيش الأشياء المهمة أو النقاط اللي any research paper should have and to be included in this paper. طبعا الaudience اللي موجودين معايا it's very large audience from different colleges. I do believe in each college you will have a research course. Within that research course you are working to produce your research project. ممكن يكون أول research paper أنت بتنشره أو أنت بتنشريه during your undergrad، ممكن يكون your research project that you have been working on your college، أو ممكن other collaboration with different physician or different supervisor from hospital or from the KeyMark, and you already have been work on this project and now you want to publish this project. So what the type of publishable research work I will the type of work that will be publishable. So we'll have our original research paper. طبعا original research paper هي عبارة عن الأبحاث الأساسية الأوريجينال اللي هي already نحن جمعنا فيها data، جمعنا فيها information from the subject, from the patient, from a student, and so on. We want now to publish it as a whole study. وهذه تضم أغلب الدراسات اللي هي سواء كانت الcase control study, cross sectional study, ecological study, any type of research that you have been carried out will be considered as original research, and basically will be considered those observational research اللي هي cross sectional study, case control and cohort study أو اللي هي analytic studies. Basically those type of study will be considered as original research. عندي review articles. review articles اللي هي include سواء كان literature review article أو systematic review article, meta-analysis article. Nowadays we have something called scope-based literature review. All those will be publishable research, so it will be under category of review articles. بعد كده عندي clinical case study. clinical case study برضه تعتبر نوع من أنواع research that can be publishable and can be sent to the journal and have been accepted from those journals. آخر حاجة اللي هي short communication. short communication هذه عبارة عن نوع من أنواع original research، لكن بما إنها كانت أو there is no more information أو it will be very smart version from the original research. يعني original research دائما بيكون تقريبا من 3000 كلمة ل 12000 كلمة. A short communication will be very short research topic or research idea that have been carried out where they have to highlight most important finding and and discuss the most important finding in relation to this study will be considered as a publishable research for you. فمثلا عندنا this example للoriginal research paper. فأنا عندي هنا مثلا title association between use of macrolides in pregnancy and the risk of major birth defects. هذا عبارة عن cohort study اتنشرت فاسمها as original research report. حتى بعدين later on we're going to submit this as a manuscript في journals. You're going to select which type of this research. هل هو يعني حيطلب منك الجورنالز حيطلب منك to define what the type of research. هل هو original research، هل هو case report، هل هو review articles، هل هو short communication، هل هو editorial and so on. فبالتالي الارتكلز او الابحاث اللي كانت تتعلق او فيها نوع من study اللي هي الكروس سكشن ستدي او cohort او الكيس كنترول كلها بتندرج تحت اللي هي original research. فزي ما انتم عارفين original research بيكون فيها البيزك ستراكشر تبعها. يكون عندي جزئية الانترودكشن بتكلم فيها عن الموضوع، بعمل introducing للتوبيك، بتكلم عن الأبحاث اللي اتعملت في الموضوع ده and then I need to do my justification and the limitation of the previous study where my study will be have an aim on that. And then we're going to talk about the method. You have a method section in which you need to talk about the study participant, measurement that have been used in this study, statistical analysis related to this study. And then followed by result section, we need to put your result in tables and figure and so on. And then you have the discussion section in which you need to discuss your result in terms of comparing to the previous studies and to address your limitation and strengths. It's the typical articles that we all see in different journals. That will be what considered as original research. Other type اللي هو review articles اللي هي تكون زي systematic review and meta-analysis. For example, here an example of publishable research within the category of review articles. I have the systematic review and meta-analysis considered a part of review articles. Other type of review articles اللي هي we have a scope review, we have literature review, general literature review or review articles considered as type of those publishable research. طبعا the difference between the original research or review articles in the method itself. The original articles or original papers usually have primary data. What do we mean about primary data? You already have been in the hospital, you have collected information from the subject subject. You have been in the university, you collect information about students, about specific maneuver or specific procedure in the hospital, and so on. So you are basically went to collect original data from subject, either that subject was a hospital patient or was student. That will consider as primary research, and that's the most type of original research. In review article, you're going to do a secondary data analysis for the secondary article. So basically, you're going to collect information from previous articles that have been published, and that will considered as a review articles. Most common examples اللي هي systematic review meta-analysis. The method of that will be followed in those articles. We usually define specific terminology or keywords and database that we're going to search for that relevant to literature. بعد كده we're going to try to extract those information and put it together and try to write the result based on the articles that have been included in our systematic review and meta-analysis. The other type of publishable research is the clinical case studies. هي case studies. Most of the diseases ممكن عندنا famous example اللي هو COVID-19, coronavirus 19. It started with a clinical case description, followed by case series, and then we have different study design related to this disease, this pandemic. So basically, a clinical case, if you've been in a hospital, you have been in a clinic, and you have found interesting finding, interesting observation or management plan for that specification, you can start up writing this case as a clinical case, and report and submit it to the journal, and will be considered as a publishable research. Okay, the last one, which is the short communication. So short communication, as I mentioned, it's a kind of type of original research article, but in very short version of it. So it's basically short version of the original article. Usually it's between 1,000 to 2,000 words, very concise, very focused. There is no much information. It's focused mainly on the design itself, the finding, and try to describe those articles. Many research in COVID-19 have been published as a short communication in different journals, and so it's one method or one example of publishable research. So after we have been introduced to the different type of research as was considered as a publishable research, so now we need to think about how we're going to prepare manuscript, and what is the structure of the manuscript that we need to focus on. I'm going to focus on original articles because it's a vast majority of the articles as a student you work on is considered as the original research. So now you have already done your data collection, you have finished writing your primary result, analyze your result, and you have now want to write your research as a manuscript. What we mean about manuscript? And manuscript اللي هو piece of paper or piece of work that we're going to submit to the journals. فإذا المانuscript هو عبارة عن جزء العمل أو الملخص أو البحث that we want to submit it to the journals. It's called as a manuscript. Now we come to the stage of writing a manuscript. You need to have a clear vision or perspective about the time frame that you have in order to write your manuscript. I totally understand in Olapcom student, you have a lot of time, you have a lot of classes, you have a lot of assignment, a lot of things to manage in your academic life, as well as some of you need to publish before you graduate. So it's kind of huge burden on you in trying to balance and manage your time in order to write something and to write those research as a manuscript, so at the end you can publish it. So try to focus on your research as a small piece of information. Okay, don't go very wide. Try to focus on what you already have been done in your research. What is your result? Okay, this is the first things that you need to put in your mind. in terms to be very focused in what you're going to write on. What is the message that you want to deliver from your research? I think that is the most important point. I have noticed a lot of students, when they are starting to write up their research, they'll write a lot of literature review. They search a lot of papers. They read a lot of articles. Yes, that have an advantage in terms to increase your knowledge regarding their topic, but it consider also a deviation from your focus work. So try to be focused. You already have been collected your literature review where you're doing your proposal writing. Now you can utilize those article and update some of those, so in your writing of your manuscript. Just try to put the message that you want to deliver from your research in very nice and concise way. That will help you to define what you're going to write in your manuscript. So that will be the first things or first point. Some of the people suggest if you can have at least 1 hour per day to write up your manuscript, you manage to finish your manuscript within 2 weeks. That will be very manageable. Now after you have start up or thinking to write up and you set your time frame that you're going to finish your writing your manuscript, and you have the general structure of your manuscript. So the general structure of your manuscript will be in title page. So you have your title page, then you have your abstract, and then you have introduction, method, result, and discussion, conclusion, and then reference. This structure is very common. Most of the journal required to submit your manuscript in this structure. So if you can try to put your first draft of manuscript in this structure, it will be very benefit for you, and it will be save your time later on when going to from journal to another journals. Okay, so in first part when you're going to write your title page, so your title page اللي هي الصفحة the first page that from your manuscript. The title page will consider the title of your article, عنوان بحثك, author list, أسماء الأشخاص الباحثين الموجودين في البحث, الأفيليشن اللي هي الأورجانيزيشن اللي ينتمي إليها الباحثين. طبعا في بعض الباحثين ينتموا إلى أكثر من organization, you need to specify the type of organization that or different organizations that each one of those have been affiliated with, and then the address, the full name and contact address of the corresponding author. طبعا just first من هو corresponding author or what do you mean about corresponding author? Corresponding author هو الشخص اللي حتتواصل معاه المجلة. فإذا لازم يكون شخص يستقبل إيميلات، ما ينسى إيميلات، ما يكون مسحوم مرة، ما يكون he have to be alert for those emails. بعض الأحيان المجلة تتواصل مع only corresponding author. فنفترض أن عندي 50 شخص في as a co-author في الارتيكل، الجورنالز ما تتواصل إلا مع corresponding author in relation in any material related to this article of this manuscript. But you should provide an correct email address for the corresponding author. An example of a title paper here مثلا عندي اللي هو title page. ففي البداية أحط study title، فأكتب study title تبعي، بعد كده أكتب author list، بعد ما أكتب author list أحط affiliation number, and each author I should write the affiliation of this author, and then I write the corresponding author information, and then some information related to the number of the word count of the abstract, the word count of the manuscript, and the text as well as a table. So this will consider as a title page. Okay, this will be the first page or title page. وأغلب الجورنالز تطلب التايتل بيج هذه. بعض الجورنالز لو كان في عندها blind review process تطلب إنك تسلم التايتل page as a separate document والمانuscript as a separate document. تمام؟ It's better for now when you're going to prepare your manuscript, try to write a title page فيها العنوان، الauthors، الافيليشن، العنوان تبع الكورسبوندينج author، وأي حاجة متعلقة بالجورنال ممكن تكتب فيها الword count، ممكن تكتب إذا there is no funding resources have been or there is no conflict of interest here. It's just a statement, you can insert it. It's very important to have this title page and prepare it as well when we're going to start, when you submit your manuscript to the journals. بعد كده نيجي على الابستراكت. طبعا الابستراكت to be honest it is the first part that can be read by the editor. وأغلب المجلات when you're going to submit your manuscript to the journal, maybe they accept initial or reject an article based على الابستراكت. فحاولوا إنه when you're going to write an abstract إنها تكون very concise, very focused, very clear and very organized, because it's the first part all the editor of the journals read. And based on this abstract, the editor decide either to complete the article or to reject and send a rejection email. تمام؟ بحاول انها ما يكون فيها اخطاء املائيه، ما يكون فيها spelling mistakes. Follow the formal structure اللي هو يكون في عندي background, aim, method, result and conclusion اللي هو structure abstract. Don't exceed the word limit to 300 as a maximum, 350 as a maximum word limit for the abstract. بعض المجلات nowadays they are requesting شيء يسموه visual abstracts, okay, and that some of the requests تقريبا بعد ما يصير acceptance للmanuscript. Usually this visual abstract is similar to the poster. أغلب المجلات الكبيرة nowadays they are requesting it. Basically you provide the topic أو objective and then what you have done in this research in very nice clear way. فإذا اتفقنا إنه abstract it is the first thing that the author read، لكن آخر جزء ينكتب في المانuscript. يعني بعد ما تكتب المانuscript تبعكم، بعد ما تكتبوا introduction والميثود والريزلت، بعد ما خلصتوا كتابة المانuscript، آخر حاجة أو آخر جزئية حنكتبها اللي هي الابستراكت، لكنها أول جزئية حتقرأ من الإديتور. ف just be careful of this when you're going to write your abstract. بعد كده هنتكلم عن introduction. طبعا introduction just briefly provide the background of your topic, what you have already known and what knowing. إيش limitation تبع previous study. تقريبا roughly يكون من 3 to 4 paragraphs. Okay. لاحظوا put in mind and word count limit. نحن عندنا أغلب الجورنالز requesting word count من 3000 كلمة. don't write a lot of things in your introduction. Just to be focused على التوبيك. حاول إنه to address the area that you want to tackle, what the research that have been carried out in this part, and then put your aim at the end of your introduction. بعد كده نيجي على الميثود. طبعا الميثود يحتاج انكم تكتبوا full description of your study. If you're going to use reporting guidelines, the concert ولا other statement اللي موجودة online available to help you to define your writing your study method. طبعا في بعض الجورنالز تطلب منكم أثناء تسليمكم للمانuscript في الجورنالز إنكم تعبوا لها either concert or stroke statement على حسب نوع الدراسة. هي عبارة عن جدول. have already mentioned, do you have provide clear background, do you have provide participant number, do you have provide sample size calculation. Just double check انك انت already have been provide all the information in the methodology. بعد كده you need to write your result. طبعا الريزلت فيها حاجتين، فيها جزئية التكست وفيها جزئية التابلز والفيجرز. التكست should be المفروض ان نحن نمشي من الديسكريبتيف الى الانفورميشنال اناليسيس. نمشي من البدايه we just describe a result briefly، بعد كده نخش في المور ادفانس اناليسيس وقيم البي فاليو and so on. طبعا التابل بتثبت الكلام اللي مكتوب في الايفيدنس. الفيجرز بتعمل highlight الامبورتنت point that we need to put in our result. Try don't repeat الكلام المعلومات اللي already have been in figure, don't repeat it in the tables. Okay, try to make it separately. اهتموا بالnumbers، إن الnumbers تكون consistent مع الأرقام المكتوبة في التكست. It's very important to keep that consistency between the number and within the tables and the figure and the text. بعد كده نيجي على الدiscussion بصفة عامة. It's the most challenging part that all students have faced the problem when they're writing their manuscript. لكن الفكرة إن you can provide a statement of the principal finding. إيش key finding that you have been finding in your research in 3 or 4 sentences. أعملوا comparing the previous studies. Try to provide explanation if there is inconsistency between the finding. Try to provide any implication من ناحية الcareer implication كclinical or recommendation للpractice, and then try to put some strengths and weakness of your study. Any study you have been carried out, there is limitation and weakness in that study. Try to mention those. طبعا that's as overall من ناحية structure of your research paper. So we started with abstract, introduction, methodology, result, discussion, and then you have to add some reference. طبعا you need to follow the reference guideline تبع الجورنالز. طبعا الأفضل أنكم تستخدموا reference management software. عندنا EndNote، عندنا Mendeley is free to download، Zotero نفس الشيء it's free to download. All those software it's available online. You can download it in your PC. You can utilize it to arrange your reference. حتى لو بعض المجلات مثلا طلبت فانكوفر، مجلة ثانية طلبت ABA، باستخدام الريفرنس مانجر سوفت وير it's easy to convert all those. حتحولوا على طول من فانكوفر إلى ABA أو العكس. أو إذا عندهم others reference style. Try to at the beginning to use those reference style. A reference manager it will be help you in terms of organizing your work and organizing your reference. And then you need to provide acknowledgement statement للأشخاص اللي ساعدوك في البحث أو ساعدوكم في البحث. ممكن يكونوا data collector، ممكن يكونوا other student، ممكن يكونوا acknowledged participant إنهم شاركوا في البحث. If you have any funding source, if you have any ethical approval statement. طبعا أغلبكم أخذين as undergrad بتاخذوا ethical approval من Keymark. You need to provide the ethical approval statement. And if you have any conflict interest, you need to provide those in the manuscript. النقطة المهمة اللي بعد كده خلاص كتبنا first draft of manuscript. Revise it and read it and edit it. 2 times, 3 times. Try to ask for help from your PI, ask help from a colleague to read it for you if the structure was okay, if the logic sequences of the paragraph it's okay, the idea تسلسل الأفكار هل هو ماشي مترابط مع بعضه, is there is any story or clear message that can be delivered from reading the article. All those information will help in shaping your manuscript. So revise and revise and then read your articles many times. طبعا بيخش فيها هنا موضوع الإيديتنج، الإنجليش إيديتنج. طبعا نحن as an Arabic speaker بعض الأحيان تفوتنا حكاية السنتنس ستراكشر والأورجنايزيشن تبع السنتنس، we need to prove edited. طبعا بما إنه أبحاثكم كلها من الكي مارك have been approved، الكي مارك provide a free service to edit English edit your articles. فإذا أنا لو كتبت articles تبعي أو manuscript تبعي I write my manuscript and then I have all author or co-author have read my manuscript and they agree on it. There is no other thing to add or to delete. Now I need to English edit the manuscript. I can send it along with the IRB approval number from the that I get it from the Keymark to the research to the publication office في الكيمارك. في الكيمارك عندهم publication office. They provide a free service for all projects that have been approved from Keymark. So they can read your manuscript, correct it if there is any English problem with it, and they will send it to you within 1 or 2 weeks, which is good service if you consider improving the quality and reading of your articles. تمام. بعد كده نيجي على الموضوع المهم اللي هو how we going to choose your journals. إيش الأشياء اللي نحن we need to consider when we're going to choose our journals. طبعا في حاجات نحن we need to think about before choosing our journals. هنتكلم عن إيش الإمباكت فاكتور وإيش أهميته and إيش الفرق بين ال actual true journals and ال predatory journals. طبعا أول حاجة بالنسبة لل choosing journal we need to choose a journal based on the journal scope. هل أنا البحث تبعي اللي كتبته it's more to endocrine disease ولا more toward respiratory disease، فبالتالي أحتاج أختار الجورنال اللي تتناسب تبع السكوب تبعي. if I'm going to write a research on مثلا medicine، هل هو specifically related ل specialty في الميديسين، مثلا خلينا نقول على ال pediatric medicine، أو إنها مثلا more specialized in for example sport medicine. فI can defining a message that I have implemented in my research will help me to choose my articles. It will very help تساعدني في اختيار الجورنالز لأنها هعرف عن بطريقتها what is the scope of the journals. الجورنالز هذه مهتمة إنها تنشر أبحاث في أي مواضيع. That is very important to consider. النقطة الثانية اللي هي الجورنال indexing and impact factors. طبعا في حاجات we need to understand من ناحية الجورنال index and impact factors. طبعا أي journals دائما هي بتبدأ بجروب of editor office and so on. طبعا الجورنال indexing عبارة عن الجورنال هذه حتلاقوها مثلا في سكوبس، حتلاقوها مثلا في هل هي ISI index، هل هي مثلا موجودة في PubMed، يعني بعد ما المجلة هذه بعد ما أنشر الارتيكل حتطلع لي في PubMed ولا لا، هل هي حتكون بس في certain database أو هي predatory journals. What do we mean about predatory journals؟ اللي هي الفيك journals. فنحن دائما نحاول، وهذا المطلوب منا نحن كهيلث بروفيشنالز، ان نحن ننشر our research in peer reviewed journals، مجلات علمية محكمة، وتكون PubMed index أو تكون ISI index journals. طبعا ايش الفكره من ده؟ انه تو مينتين المصداقيه في النشر، وهذه هي the most important thing we should care about when we're going to publish our research. بعد كده نشوف على likelihood of acceptance، وهذا بيعتمد على speed of publication. طبعا في بعض الجورنالز اللي هي خلينا نقول التوب رانكينج جورنالز، دائما إذا أرسلت لها أنت اليوم المانuscript تبعك بكرة يجيك الرفض أو القبول. They have very quick response rates. Okay, either to send to you yes, no, we reject it, or yes, we accept it. So basically في بعض الجورنالز they are very rapid in saying we accept. في بعض الجورنال تتأخر، ممكن تتأخر شهر أو شهرين، وفي النهاية يقولوا لك yes we reject it. فأنت I totally understand إن إحنا فأنتوا as a student you need time. أنتوا محكومين بالتايم. بعضكم they need to publish before they graduate, so they can't add those because the publication itself will be considered in the CVs. فتحتاجوا to publish. So you need to put in your mind مدى صعوبة الجورنالز في النشر. هل هي من الجورنالز السهلة إنها تنشر؟ هل هي من المجلات الصعبة اللي الواحد ينشر فيها؟ هذا برضو يعتمد على الامباكت فاكتورز. كل ما كان، وهي kind of general rule، كل ما زاد الامباكت فاكتور تبع الجورنالز كل ما كانوا أسرع في يردوا عليكم إنه يبقى rejected or accepted. مثلا زي البي ام جي لو تعتبر من الهاي امباكت جورنال. If you're going to submit now your articles, by tomorrow this time they will say to you we accept or we reject, which is يعني من time saving it's good. بعض الجورنالز لا، ترسل لها اليوم تنتظر 3 شهور بعد كده يجيك رسالة بالريجكشن. ف we need to consider to put all those information on mind. النقطة الثانية اللي هي ال speed of publication، يعني ال peer review process هذا بتاخد منهم أسبوع، أسبوعين، شهر، 3 شهور، سنة. ف basically الافريج النورمال أو الطبيعي للارتيكل إنها تنشر خلال من 3 شهور إلى 8 أو سنة. تمام؟ من 3 شهور إلى 8 شهور أو من 3 شهور إلى سنة تقريبا. هذا هو الأفريج publication time. So you have to plan it ahead يعني before you, if you want to publish before graduation, so you need to think about publication by now. So هذا برضو بيرجع على برضو depend on the review process. All this information كيف حتكون عارفها؟ ممكن تعرفها عن طريق البي اي أو السوبرفايزر أو الفاكولتي الموجودة عندكم في الجامعة أو في الكلية. They can help you in deciding to choose a journals من their experience, their experience in publication. أو ممكن حتلاقيها موجودة في الويب سايت itself. They will write for you. We have a very speed publication process ممكن within 3 weeks أو 3 months on average. أو الحاجة الثانية ممكن إنك أنت تشوف الارتيكلز اللي اتنشرت في نفس المجلة وتقارن الأكسبتنس ديت مع الببليكيشن ديت. فحتلاحظوا في acceptance date مثلا في 2015، publication date مثلا في سبتمبر 2015، تعرف إنه roughly within 4 months it have been published. But it's something that can give you some information regarding the publication. طبعا في حاجات تانية برضو تتحكم في الجورنالز اللي هي الببليكيشن فيس. What we mean about publication fees اللي هي رسوم النشر. طبعا رسوم النشر تختلف من مجلة لمجلة، في بعض المجلات رسوم نشرها غالية جدا، في بعضها ما عندها رسوم نشر، فهذا يعتمد على حسب نوع المجلة. طبعا رسوم النشر ممكن تتراوح ما بين 2000 ألف إلى 20,000 ريال. It depends on the impact factor of the journal. طبعا نحن عندنا في ال as NGHA عندنا الكي مارك بروفايد ادفع الببليكيشن في لو كان الامباكت فاكتور اكثر من 1.2 او sorry 1.5 or 2. If you have been published in a journals impact factor تبعها اكثر من 1.5 او 2 they will pay for you the publication fees. However, they need to see the letter of acceptance, okay, which is a very good opportunity for you that can motivate you to publish in those journals. طبعا الكي مارك publication office عندهم وسيلة تواصل. You can ask them about more information سواء كان الدفع عن طريق الكي مارك أو ممكن أنت تدفع كبرايمري أوثر أو كبرايمري أوثر، بعد كده ترسل الانفويس للكي مارك هم يدفعوها retrospective. But with both way, research office في الكي مارك publication office في الكي مارك provides such a service and can help you in pay the fees if the impact factor was more than 1.5 إلى 2. تمام. هذا بالنسبة لل things that you need to consider before you publish your journals. نيجي نتكلم عن impact factor أو وش هو impact factor. impact factor هو عبارة عن represent لمدى how much الجورنال هذا الارتيكل في الجورنال هذه بيصير لها citation. طبعا تحسب بمعادله لكن بيزك لما اقول لك انا مثلا عندي امباكت او الجورنال هذه امباكت فاكتور حقه 2.5 معناها on average الارتيكل اللي منشوره في المجله هذه it have been cited من 2 to 0.5 times. Okay, which is good. يعني معناه إنه الارتيكلز اللي بتنشر في هذه المجلة بيصير لها more citation, which is good in terms of dissemination of the work. فهذا الامباكت فاكتور. فكل ما كان الامباكت فاكتور عالي كل ما كان القبول في المجلة هذه جدا صعبة، كل ما كان البري ريفيو بروسيس صعبة، لكن إنه حيكون عندك good citation. It will be very affect your index citation as an author. لكن يعني we need to think about مو معنى إنه المجلات اللي ما عندها high impact factor is bad journal. No, it's good journal. أغلب المجلات الافريج ما بيكون بين 1 إلى 1.2 1.3 1.5 journals impact factor is considered very acceptable impact factor. في حاجة دحين جديدة اللي هي نحن نسميها المتريك دونت، اللي هي قد إيش الارتيكل هذه have been referenced. يعني مثلا كم شخص في التويتر شاف الارتيكل هذه وعمل لها ريتويت، كم شخص شاف الارتيكل هذه وعمل لها مثلا بن، كم شخص شاف الارتيكل هذه ومثلا عمل لها حطاها مثلا عمل لها لايك مثلا في لينكد ان and so on. فهذه كلها او كم من الارتيكل هذه اتاخذت كريفرنس في نيوز مثلا او في ويب سايت معينه، فتعطينا انديكيشن انه الارتيكل هذه متداوله بكثره في المجال. فهذا برضو كانديكيشن انه الارتيكل اتس جود. فهذه واحده من الاشياء nowadays using اللي هو يسموه article level metrics. اغلب الجورنالز بتلاحظوا لما تشوف الارتيكل بتلاحظ الدونت هذه is reflecting the impact of published research. ف it's one of the indicator we usually use in choosing your journal. طبعا النقطة اللي I need to add اللي هو avoid the predatory journals. طبعا predatory journals ايش فكرتها؟ عبارة عن journals fake journals مجلات خيالية مهمتها إنها بس تحصد أكبر عدد ممكن من الفيس. فبالتالي وهذه تلاقي a lot of emails يعني they depend on advertising and marketing يعني. So they usually send you an email saying we are international journal of medicine and clinical science. We welcome you as we motivate you. We ask you to submit a manuscript to our journals and we offer you a discount fee. طبعا هذه كلها عبارة عن fake journals ما لها أي أساس من الصحة. بسرعة اقبلوا، لو أرسلت لهم الآن tomorrow it will be accepted. لكن انهم يقولوا مثلا عشان ننشر المجله هذه، ننشر الارتكل هذه ادفع لنا مثلا $500 $1000. والمشكله حتى لو ساومتهم، يعني if you قلت لهم لا انا I cannot pay 500 and please make it less, they will make it less, they will make it 200 for you because they are basically fake journal. لو المجله فعلا حقيقيه او فيها مصداقيه they will not، يعني ما حتتنازل عن الببليكيشن في حقها. فهذه واحدة من الأشياء you need to put in your mind to avoid to publish in those predatory journals. طبعا كيف انتوا حتعرفوا هذه الجورنالز هل هي predatory journals ولا true journals؟ من الويب سايت تبعها. طبعا في ليست في جوجل كثيرة. if you Google list of predatory journals حيعطيكم لستة للpredatory journals اللي موجودة، ممكن to avoid it. Another thing، انتوا تروحوا الويب سايت نفس تبع الجورنالز you can see انه الانتكس حقها ما هو واضح، الانتكس حقها في sources ما هي معروفة، الارتكلز حقتها when you're going to read it is not sound logic. فهذه كلها the way you can know إنه هذه الجورنال عبارة عن predatory journals. والنقطة جدا مهمة في predatory journals إنه ما عندها online submission system. أغلب المجلات nowadays when you're going to submit your manuscript your submission will go through online submission system، يعني زي البورتال كده بتخش فيه بتسجل فيه بياناتك إيميلك باسورد and then you log in as the author. بعد كده بتعمل داونلود للارتكلز، بتعمل ابلود للمانuscript في البورتال هذا بالافيليشن بالانفورميشن بالفيجر وكل حاجه and then you submit it electronically. البريداتوري جورنالز بتعتمد على البيرسونال ايميل، ف if you notice انه personal email have been in that journals it's more likely انها تكون predatory journals, so to try to avoid it. طيب في حاجة how to search for a journals. I'm going to share with you now my screen just to see how you're going to publish your journals. I think the screen is clear. واحدة من الأشياء اللي هو الإيزي ويب سايت اللي to search for it اللي هي Semigo Journal Ranking. You can choose an area. واضح السلايدز؟
لا مو
Okay, I need. طيب I think it's clear now. هذه واحدة من الويب سايت اللي تساعد في حكاية الجورنال سيرشنج اسمها Semigo Journal Ranking. You can search by subject. فمثلا أنا عندي medicine هنا. I can search by medicine. I can search for subject category. مثلا أنا my research topic was about مثلا خلينا نتكلم عن emergency medicine. بعد كده أنا أبغى المجلة هذه mainly all region أو مثلا في region معينة. بعد كده أبغاها تكون mainly all، أبغاها تكون journals، أبغاها تكون مثلا الإمباكت تبعها كان في 2019 and now it will provide me with all journals من countries. طبعا كل ما كان لونها أخضر معناه إنها good journals، كل ما كان لونها أحمر معناه إنها bad journals، بس إنها journals معترف بها، journals peer reviewed journals فيها مصداقية. أوكي يعني أي journals في المجلة في الموقع ده اللي هو تبع Semigo Journal Ranking country ranking يعتبر authentic journals، يعني ما حتكون predatory journals. ف I can search within each journals. I can go مثلا هنا annals of emergency medicine. هيعطيني بعض المتركس about these journals. I can log in and see their website and then I can start to publish or to start to submit manuscript to it. But it's an easy website. You can access it and you can choose your journal based on it. نرجع للسلايدز. طيب so we were on this slide. So basically فأنا حاطة لكم هنا two websites we can go through Scopus اللي هو Semigo Journal Ranking or Web of Science Master Journal List. You can go through this website. تحط اسم الجورنالز يطلع لك هل فعلا هذه الجورنالز هي فيها مصداقية peer reviewed journals أو is predatory journals. طيب فإذا نحن prepare our manuscript، عملنا formatting عملنا choosing للجورنالز، قررنا إيش حنختار المجلة. دائما في اختيار المجلات حاولوا تختاروا 5 أو 4 مجلات، أوكي، ويكون عندكم list of those journals. لو جاكم rejection من أول عاطوا نروح للثاني، جانا rejection من الثاني عاطوا نروح للثالث، فبدل ما نجلس نضيع وقت في searching again. Just put a list of the journals that are more highly to be accepted of your manuscript and start one by one. Try to put the high impact first and then as you go further down go in low impact. حاول في البداية يكون عندك international، بعد كده go for local journals. Okay. طبعا أول شيء بعد ما اخترنا journals now we need to read and follow up the co-instruction co-author instruction. هذه حتكون موجودة في المانuscript في الويب سايت تبع الجورنالز. طبعا بعد كده بعد ما نعمل preparation للformatting للمانuscript تبعنا we need to submit it through online submission system. الأونلاين submission system زي ما قلت لكم you need to register by username and password. بعد كده you need to upload each section of your article in that online submission system. After you submit it, you will receive email notification that your manuscript has been submitted to these journals. And then you need to upload your manuscript. طبعا من الاشياء المطلوبه في السبمشن اللي هو الكوبي فورم. ايش الكوبي فورم؟ انه اللي هي you entitled الجورنالز انهم يستخدموا الكلام اللي already have been submitted to them. طبعا الكوبي فورم كل جورنالز ليها كوبي فورم خاصه بها، ف don't forget to download this. بعضهم تحتاج انه تتوقع من كل الكو اوثر، ف please prepare this before you submit. يعني قبل ما تعمل submission you need to submit a copy form to the journal along with your submission. Cover letter it's highly recommended انكم تحطوا cover letter for your submission. الcover letter هذا عبارة عن page تمام في الوورد دوكيمنت عادي، تكتبوا فيها مثلا dear editor I'm writing we would like to submit our manuscript entitled مثلا X, Y and Z to your respective journals. This briefly describe your articles. إيش كان الموضوع تبع الارتكلز تبعك and you have to declare إنه الارتكل هذه ما تنشرت في مكان تاني، والارتكل هذه شاركنا فيها في مؤتمرات مثلا المؤتمر الفلاني أو المؤتمر الأول أو الثاني and so on. It's kind of cover letter. الcover letter هذه تكون موجهة للإديتور تبع المجلة. بعد كده تحتاج you need to prepare a list of author name and affiliation because you are going to enter it manually. They will request for you to enter the name and the order and the email and the affiliation of each author. So just keep it with you in separate files so it's easy for you to copy and paste. Will not take a time خصوصا لو كان عندكم مجموعة كبيرة من الauthor list. بعض الجورنالز they will ask a reviewer to suggest for them a reviewer. يعني بعض الجورنالز حيطلبوا منك if you have a name of specific reviewer you want to suggest, just put in your mind some 3 or 2 reviewer. الريفيور دول ممكن يكونوا أشخاص في نفس الارتكلز اللي أنت عملت لهم citation in your paper، أو يكونوا أشخاص موجودين within a university ليهم علاقة أو ليهم within the specialty of your research, so you can list them as a reviewer. طبعا مو كل المجلات بتطلب هذا الشيء. نيجي على البير ريفيو بروسيس. البير ريفيو بروسيس basically أنت جهزت الارتكل، جهزتوا your paper your manuscript، اخترتوا الجورنال، عملتوا لها submission on the online submission system. بعد كده الارتكل أو المانuscript will go to the journal editor office. الجورنال editor office تمام حيقرأ أول حاجة صراحة حيقرأ الابستراكت. If they like it and they find that topic is interesting they will send it to 2 reviewer لشخصين reviewer يقرأوا critically read the article and appraise it, and those 2 reviewer will provide a comment and a recommendation for publication. فالreviewer you will read the articles, he will provide some comment, at the end he will provide some recommendation. Yes, this article is suitable for publication. No, this article is cannot be published. ويرجعوا الكومنت تبعهم للجورنال editor. الجورنال editor حيقوم يرسل ايميل للcorresponding author حيقول له please modify your manuscript according to the reviewer comment and you need to respond to those comments within 2 weeks, within 3 weeks. تمام؟ فحيرجعوا لك انت ك corresponding author المانuscript مع الكومنت. You need to revise your manuscript, modify it, edit it and then resubmit it again to the editorial office. Okay? لو الeditorial office بعد الريفيو بروسيس شافوا او الريكومنديشن من الريفيور انه not to publish this, they will send you a rejection letter. أو من البداية when you're going to submit your manuscript الeditorial office يقرأ الابستراكت تبعك they didn't like it, they will send you an email of rejection. اوكي فهذه basically ال pre-review process. It's long process ومتفاوتة has a lot of variation between journal and journals. بعضهم بيكون البروسيس هذه within weeks, within months. أغلب الجورنالز this process within 3 to 4 months. Okay, it's long process. Okay, they will provide you a comment, you are going to reply to their comment, they'll provide you with acceptance as conditional acceptance. Okay, فإذا after submission يعني يجيك rejection immediately that you have been rejected. Don't be angry, don't be frustrated. I know it's very frustrated when you have that rejection. Just take a deep breath, go for a walk, and another day, next day try to submit to another journal from your list. حتكون كل الأوراق جاهزة، حتكون كل الملفات تبعك جاهزة، الأوثر ليست موجودة، النيمز موجودة، الكوبي فورم كله موجود. Just submit it to another journal. أو يجيك conditional acceptance. الconditional acceptance هذه لما reviewers يقولوا yes this article is suitable for publication but they need to address some of the comment. فالeditorial office حيرسل لكم conditional acceptance. we accept conditionally your manuscript, however you need to address the reviewer comment. أو إنهم يرسلوا لكم acceptance which is very rarely nowadays to happen. أغلبنا بيروح either rejection, immediate rejection or conditional acceptance. How are you going to address the reviewer comment or how to respond to your comment? أول حاجة to be very polite, be very gentle in responding and very clear. فمثلا ال best example إن how to reply إنك قمت تحط الريفيو number for example number 1. إيش الكومنت تبع الريفيور؟ فتكتب مثلا الكومنت اللي هو already أرسله لكم هو في من الإديتوريال أوفيس. بعد كده what is your response? What is your reply? دائما start with thank you for this comment. Thank you for reading our article. Your suggestion was very nice. I agree with your suggestion. I agree with the suggestions that have been raised with the reviewer. Try to be very nice with them. بعد كده try to what you already have to address this issue. يعني هنا مثلا طلب was only that available in potential complication. فأنا when I'm going to respond I will try to explain my answers and I told him where I make my change and then I insert the page number and the line number of the change that I make it in my revised manuscript. ففي النهاية أنا لما أجي أرجع أعمل ريبلاي حسلم للجورنالز اللي هي الريفيو كومنت بالإضافة إلى الريفايزد manuscript وفيها highlighted change that I changed it. تمام؟ هذا and then the reviewer will read it again. If they satisfy, if they're okay, they will reply to the journal saying that yes, it's okay. Then the journal will send to you, yes, we accept your manuscript for publication. Okay, so that will basically be the simple process for publication. I hope I cover all the important information related to the publication. If you have any questions, please let me know.
I have two questions.
تفضل.
PubMed, what does it consider a gather of journals or research? And also the second question, can I publish in more than one journal?
طيب بالنسبة لبubmed PubMed عبارة عن electronic database. تمام. It's not considered a journals. عبارة عن electronic database. عبارة عن قاعدة بيانات لارتكلز. اوكي فبubmed متعاون او في مجلات تمام مشتركة مع PubMed بحيث إنه PubMed ينشر الارتكلز هذا أو easy to access الارتكل within the PubMed. طبعا في other electronic database اللي هي مثلا Scopus database وعندي الإنبيس database وعندي السينيهال database وعندي كوكارنس database. هذه كلها عبارة عن electronic database تحتوي على مجلات مشتركة مع الداتابيس هذه، فبالتالي الارتكلز اللي تكون وسط المجلات هذه تنشر في قاعدة البيانات زي PubMed. اوكي. فبابميد is electronic database، ما هو مجلة. هذا بالنسبة للسؤال الأول. بالنسبة للسؤال الثاني اللي هو can I publish in 2 journals؟ no. لأنك أنت ما توقع الكوبي فورم، واحدة من الأشياء اللي بترسلها في السبمشن اللي هي الكوبي فورم. الكوبي فورم فيها ستيتمنت إنه أنا إنه الكلام إنه الارتكل هذه ما نشرتها في أي مجلة ثانية. if the article have been accepted in this journals, this will be solely for that journal. you have to you already signed for this. يعني بعض المجلات ما حتقبل تعمل processing your manuscript until they have a copy form. لكن بالإمكان إنكم أنتوا تنشروها كأبستراكت في كونفرنس. فمثلا أنا عندي مثلا الكونفرنس ده على مستوى international، قدمت بحثي فيه، قبل الأبستراكت تبعه. الجزئية الأبستراكت هذه بتنشر في مجلة تابعة للمؤتمر. أغلب المؤتمرات العالمية ليها مجلات تابعة ليها، فالمجلات هذه ينشروا بس الأبستراكت اللي نحن نسميها كونفرنس بروسيدنج. فالأبستراكت بس يكون منشور. فأنا ما أكتب في الكفر ليتر أرسلها لمجلة ثانية، يعني أنا أبغى أنشر البحث ككل، يعني ما أبغى أنشر بس الأبستراكت، أنا أبغى أنشر البحث كامل. فأقوم أرسل المانuscript لمجلة أخرى، وأكتب في الكفر ليتر إنه this manuscript in the abstract of this research have been presented as مثلا oral presentation in مثلا X conference, and the abstract of this manuscript have been published as a conference proceeding in this supplement file. I have to make this very clear. حتى لو نشرته في كذا conference، الأغلب دائما بيصير في one conference، يعني ما بتنشر في أكثر من one conference، لكن I can participate in different conference. أغلب الناشونال conference، المؤتمرات على المستوى المحلية، ما بيكون فيها supplement files، ما بيكون فيها conference proceeding، لكن الانترناشونال المؤتمرات الكبيرة دائما يكون فيها supplement conference proceeding. تمام؟ في أي سؤال ثاني؟
Thank you so much.
Any other questions? طيب, I hope you have clearly provide some of خلينا نقول background information regarding how to publish your articles. واحدة برضه من التيبس يمكن يعني تكون مفيدة ليكم when you're going to submit your manuscript. Try to mimic the format of the article that have been published in that journals. نفترض أنا مثلا عندي الجورنالز تبع الBMJ. الجورنالز تبع الBMJ لو تلاحظوا الارتكل اللي منشورة وسط الجورنالز هذه، الهيدنج مكتوب باللون الأزرق، السب هيدنج مكتوب مثلا باللون الأزرق الغامق. I try it's kind of helpful tip إني أحاول وما أنا أعمل فورمات من المانuscript وأرسلها إنها تكون بالألوان هذه، إني أعمل الهيدنج باللون الأزرق الغامق as a bold، السب هيدنج أحطها as underline. ليش؟ لأنه الإديتور عينه متعودة على الارتكلز اللي هو دائما يشوفها مثلا في الBMJ اللي هو متعاون مع as editorial office. فأنا كما أرسل له articles أو manuscript يكون الفورماتنج مشابه تماما للي هم متعودين عليه، it's more likely to be accepted. It's just one of the tips that I found it useful when you're going to publish your research. تمام؟
يعطيك العافية دكتورة فاطمة، شكرا لمشاركتك معنا، وإن شاء الله نشوفك بالورشة القادمة.
إن شاء الله، وإن شاء الله بإذن الله تعالى بنشوف أسماء طلابنا وطالباتنا وأسماء الجامعة في كل مكان إن شاء الله، وننشر أبحاثهم في أماكن في مجلات عالية إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
خير وبالتوفيق إن شاء الله، وشكرا for preparing this workshop. على في أمان الله.
مع السلامة.